What's up, superhumans? Brandon Talbot here. If your fancy face is new to this channel, I like to make videos that are going to help you move, feel, and perform better, both mentally and physically. And today, we're talking about supplements. Supplements. So confusing. Maybe as confusing as the topic of nutrition. At least with food, you can pronounce most of the names.
L-alpha glycerol phosphocholine.
Supernatural. I mean, do they actually work? How many do you need to take? What should you take? Which products to avoid? It's enough to make your brain bleed. Before we get too deep down this rabbit hole, you need to ask yourself, do you really need supplements? When I work with a client and we're looking to find out if a supplement is going to benefit them, I take into account, how often they're training, how much stress through their training they're acquiring, what their diet is, what their sleep is, etc. This is something my friend Meredith just showed me, and I think it's awesome. This is super, look at this. There you go, you can see that? See, down here is your foundational stuff, like the things you absolutely need, and if these aren't covered, then there's no sense in moving up. This is super simplified, like overly simplified, but I want to make it simple. As I said earlier, there are also some exceptions to this that I would consider like medication with supplementation. Things like my concussion. I took a bunch of different supplements because it was going to radically improve my concussion symptoms. That's how you say it. So given all that, let's just assume that you fit into the yes category. That way we can move on and answer some of your most pertinent questions about supplementation. And I do mean your questions. If you're not following me on Instagram, just about a week ago, I put up a poll, let you guys ask all of the supplement questions that you wanted to so I could tackle them in this video. So if you're not following me on Instagram, do so because then you can kind of get your own stuff answered. First question is, what are the 3 best supplements to take? Okay, this is going to kind of suck, but I really need to go on a mini rant of why you need to ask better questions if you want answers to them. Best is incredibly subjective and basically impossible for me to answer. Maybe to you, best means most effective, but to somebody else it could mean the most expensive or the cheapest or the safest. Everyone values something different. So the 3 best to take would be the 3 supplements that meet your own personal criteria for value and help you achieve those goals. Next question. I don't know why I did that. I was thinking of the action. Cut. I have all my questions on an iPad, so if you see me looking down, I'm reading about what the next question is. I should have done it on bigger font though, because it's kind of hard to see from here. What ingredients should we always avoid? The word always kind of falls under the same umbrella as best, because it has so much to do with very personal circumstances. Like if you've got a severe allergy to, whey, then you probably shouldn't take whey protein. But I wouldn't say as a broad statement, you should always avoid whey protein, right? I feel like that's kind of common sense. There are even products, hotly debated products, like aspartame. I looked up aspartame on Google, and one headline said, "Is aspartame dangerous?" No, here's why. And the very next headline read, "Aspartame, by far the most dangerous food substance added to most food today." See, that's confusing as hell. So my best advice is probably the advice you don't want to hear, and that's do your own personal research. But I think I can give you some actual good advice here, and that's to stay away from what supplement companies call proprietary blends. This is just a fancy and I think a shady way a supplement company can hide what they're actually putting into your supplement. Because of some laws, when you list proprietary blend, you don't have to list the exact amounts of each of the ingredients in the blend because it's proprietary.
Let's check. See how that says all of the ingredients and how much? Not a proprietary blend. Typically pre-workouts are like the most sketchy, but this has everything listed. Everything's listed. Let's see. Ooh, you see that? Serving size, amount per serving. Extreme Endurance Proprietary Complex, 5,100 milligrams. So, proprietary blend. So I would normally not recommend this, but it's actually a really good product that's been extensively tested.
Also, I would look for things that are BSCG certified, and that's Banned Substances Control Group. I would look for things that are Safe for Sport certified, and also things that are GMP certified, and that is the good manufacturing process. Trustworthy brands are going to pay the extra money because it costs way more to get a supplement certified by those groups. So if you see those things on the label, you can trust those sources more so than the other guys. Do we really need supplements? I heard we just pee out vitamins. Here's a super simple animation of how this works. We have an amount of what we need. We take supplements to reach that optimal level. If we take too much, we get excess. And we pee out the excess to get back to a normal amount. All right, question number 3. This also has my questions. What is best to take for muscle growth and recovery? I mostly do HIIT workouts. It says HIIT. I'm pretty sure they mean HIIT is in HIIT, as in high intensity interval training. The foundation, training, diet, and sleep. This person writes, thoughts on BCAAs or branched chain amino acids. I've heard arguments on both sides that they help / are worthless. From what I know about BCAAs, they're only effective if you have enough EAAs, essential amino acids, in the system to actually make them work. Personally, I don't use them. My personal thoughts are that you're spending a lot of money on something you don't need at all. I think for the vast majority of supplements, again, if we go back to that pyramid, most people don't need them because they don't have the bases covered, they don't have the middle covered, and they're not training nearly hard enough to require them. Yes, most pre-workouts are stimulant-based. You know what a stimulant is, and most of these stimulants are caffeine. And caffeine has been widely studied and been proven to be a great performance enhancer. But like, I think this supplement, like this one, Jekyll, not that I'm trying to push it or anything, a lot of supplements nowadays are shifting over from a stimulant-based to a nootropic-based. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but a nootropic is a cognitive enhancer. So you can take these without getting the rush, but getting a ton of mental acuity, a lot of energy and focus in your brain. Now there's obviously a downside to using a pre-workout that's stimulant-based. Just like any stimulant, you're gonna build a tolerance to it. So I would suggest taking 5 to 7 days off after 60 days of consistent use. There are other side effects. Caffeine and other stimulants are going to raise your resting heart rate and your blood pressure. So if you've got heart conditions, probably want to stay away from this one. Consult your doctor first. All right, this next question. Probiotics, I feel like most are fake. Thoughts? I gotta be honest, like probiotics and gut biome, like I know it's super important, but it's kind of out of my wheelhouse. But I know someone whose wheelhouse it's in. Yeah, let me give him a call and see if that'll work. Just one second. We're gonna FaceTime him. I never FaceTime people. How's your morning going, buddy?
It's going well. How's yours?
Doing great. I appreciate you, answering the phone. I got a question. I put out a thing for my followers on supplements, and then I got a really weird question that's not in my wheelhouse. And then I remembered watching a thing you did on YouTube. It was about 15 minutes long, but it was all about supplements. I was like, oh, Will, it's in Will's wheelhouse. So I was hoping we could.
Thanks for asking me.
Oh no, man, you're pretty smart. So I figured I'll give you a call. So the first question that really got me, and then I've got like 3 more for you if you've got the time. But the first one is kind of an odd question. Probiotics. I feel like most are fake thoughts. And I want to say, well, we know they're real because they exist. So I think they mean maybe ineffective,
Yeah.
like not worth their money. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, they are definitely not mythological. They are, in fact, they exist, like you said.
Yeah.
So, are they effective or not? Maybe I can be existential in a second. I love when people say, like, do you believe in something, or do you believe in probiotics? Like it is like a faith-based thing. Right? It's like, is it effective or not effective? Really? So, I would say first thing, there are a lot of stuff on the market as far as supplements and probiotics, and not all of them are created equally as far as their effectiveness.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can add to your supplement graveyard that maybe isn't effective.
Okay.
So you definitely should do your research. You definitely should get a reputable brand that is backed by good studies, that is backed by people in the space, I would say functional medicine, that have done the research and vetted appropriately.
Got ya.
And there are a lot of brands that do that.
Yeah.
So there are solid studies that show that different strands of lactobacillus, which is a colony-forming unit of bacteria, beneficial probiotics, has been beneficial for a number of different things, as far as bloating and supporting a healthy weight, a healthy digestion. And bifidobacterium is another colony-forming unit of beneficial probiotics that also has a good amount of body of science behind it. So it is beneficial for people to take. So, yeah, there are good studies to show that probiotics are beneficial. Food comes first for me. I think you cannot supplement your way out of a crappy diet.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So start with food. Probiotic-rich foods is something to think about, like things like kimchi and kefir and kombucha and kvass. And
Gotcha.
these fermented vegetables and drinks can help to support healthy probiotics. And prebiotics, too. I mean, the things that our bacteria eat sometimes is just as important as the probiotics.
Okay.
Because our gut bugs, our bacteria, eat what we eat. So having a variety of plant fibers has been shown to improve bacterial diversity, and improved microbiome diversity has been associated with a healthy life.
Not to interrupt you, like I have your books. They're great books. And I suggest them to clients all the time, especially like your Ketotarian. Do you go over kind of those prebiotics of like plant life in this book, like
I do.
in good detail?
I do. I go into it in great detail because that's one of the benefits of plant fiber is improving bacterial diversity. And yeah, so it's definitely one of the health benefits of focusing on real food as medicine is to improve bacterial diversity. And then in the supplement section in the book too, we talk about probiotic supplements as well.
Great. Are there like two or three? You mentioned one, but it kind of went over my head because the name was real long. It was more than like 2 syllables. Can you give me like 2 or 3 that you think kind of across the board are like the ones that people are lacking that would be most beneficial to them?
I think the 2 that have the most data around them, and there's so many different, like what you'll see is lactobacillus, and then it'll have a name after that, and then it'll have some letters and numbers
Gotcha.
after that. That is the specific colony form unit that has, the type that it is. So I would say looking for different varieties of lactobacillus and different varieties of bifidobacterium.
Okay.
That to me would be the 2 most solidly researched colony-forming units of bacteria.
Sweet. Kind of on that broad spectrum, I've always suggested a multivitamin even when people have great diets. And that was like probably the number one question I got was, what if my diet's great, it's really clean, I'm eating like a wide variety of things, do I still need a multivitamin?
Yeah, generally speaking, I would say it would behoove somebody to do that. Meaning that, yes, is it like is it a life or death thing? No. Is it something that it could use to optimize and to fill in the gaps where maybe nutritionally they aren't as on point as maybe they think they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a tool to use.
Yeah.
Again, like you and I both advocate for food comes first. Food should be your multivitamin. Like, I think in some way it would be kind of interesting for the person that's thinking maybe, should I have a multivitamin, should I not, is to track for a couple of days what a typical maybe week's worth of a diet looks like for them in like an app called that I like called Chronometer.
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 Okay.
Because it shows you not just the calories and the macros, but it also shows you the micros.
Okay.
And you can see maybe you're super low in iron or super low in magnesium or low in B vitamins. And at that point, you can maybe supplement accordingly based on what you're having. So that's a ballpark way to gauge nutritional deficiencies in the diet.
Okay.
But then there's the bigger conversation of soil depletion and the food's not as impactful as it once was too. So I think there's a solid argument to say that getting a multivitamin is beneficial for most humans living today. So even if you're tracking that data, you could assume that the food is not as nutrient dense as it once was.
Gotcha. All right, cool. My buddy Casey, who's a professional volleyball player, just turned 40. He's wondering, is there a supplement that he can take to help him feel 30 again?
Happy birthday, Casey. I'm happy you just had a 40th birthday. But yeah, his supplement makes you feel. So there's not one magic pill that's going to do all the things, right? That reverses 10 years off of your life. But I would say where that comes in is getting a decent blood test to see what's specific to him is going on there. So you don't have to be over the top with labs. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on labs to get some benchmark baseline for what you're going through. So maybe as we age, there's slightly lower levels of testosterone, or maybe your cortisol levels are a bit higher, or maybe you have some inflammation because of chronic inflammatory processes. At that point, you can see what's right for you, because you could have 140-year-olds, and what's relevant for one person to make them feel more optimal is not necessarily relevant to the next person. So I could throw out things that are general, but I don't know if that's really beneficial, because I don't really see, it wouldn't do them service. But look at hormones, look at inflammation.
Okay.
Those are the two things I would consider. Look at metabolism too.
Okay.
Because as we age, insulin resistance can raise too. So look at metabolism as well.
Great. Kind of speaking on that, I know you said there's not like one new pill that can do it all but do you know of anything maybe on the horizon that's like, for me, I've been taking NAD and NR for like 7 years, and I've seen in the last few years a bunch of companies starting to get on board. My friend Sean started a company called HPN, and they were one of the first ones to come out with NAD. What are your thoughts on that? Maybe you can explain like in greater detail what it is.
Yeah, so I appreciate you bringing that up, because that to me is something on the horizon that I think is promising. And obviously I think more studies should be coming out over the next years to look at this further and confirm it in a deeper way. But there's enough studies now to show it's promising, it's exciting, and it's things that we can support. So NAD, as you know, you've been taking it for 7 years, but NAD is a coenzyme that's in our cells that is needed for energy production.
Yeah.
It's needed for protein synthesis, so it's good for our skin, it's good for our hair, it's good for our nails, it's good for our brain function, and just cellular energy at large. So it stands for nicotinamide adenine diphosphate.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
NAD.
Or NAD for short. And what this depletes as we age.
Yeah.
So researchers are finding out that there's a specific type of a B vitamin called nicotinamide riboside that is sort of a precursor and helps to support healthy NAD levels.
Got ya.
So there's a couple brands out there. Recently, Mindbodygreen released they did a blend with Thorne and Dr. Roundtree at the Institute for Functional Medicine.
Oh, cool.
They blended the nicotinamide riboside, which helps to support NAD levels, with astaxanthin, which is a basically antioxidant compound, and they put rhodiola, which is an adaptogen, which helps with stress hormones, and they put phytoceramides too, which is a compound that can help with skin health too. So you talk about healthy aging for your friend.
Yeah.
I would say that's a good compound, some nicotinamide riboside, some blend that helps to support NAD levels, which as we age, that depletes.
Yeah, is there any other information you would like me to share about your Ketotarian or the inflammation spectrum?
I mean, if people want to look more into it, everything's at drwillcole.com. They can learn more about what I do, about functional medicine. And
actually, really quick question. You mentioned some labs. Can you do that for people?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
So my day job is consulting patients online, so we can ship the labs to them and then give them a functional medicine perspective on what they're going on, what
Sweet.
they're going through.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, is that also at thewillcole.com?
Yeah, drwillcole.com.
Great. I'll just link that in the video. Thanks, buddy.
Talk soon.
I will catch you later, Holmes. Take care.
Bye.
How cool is that? Dr. Will Cole. Will is a super smart guy. I've had the pleasure of hearing him speak a few times, and he always just blows me away. He's written 2 books. Just a second. The Ketotarian. It's a vegetarian keto approach to nutrition, and the inflammation spectrum. I just barely got this one in. I've gone through this a little bit, but I've given these out as like gifts and just helping aids to clients because they're awesome books. Giveaway, so contest. I didn't mention anything earlier, but I mentioned in the title there's going to be a contest, so we might as well talk about it now. Here are the rules. They're quite simple. All you got to do is subscribe to this channel, like the video, and then leave a comment down below. Super simple. If you win, not only am I going to send you these 2 books, but I'm also going to send you the supplement that we were talking about at the very end, the super supplement NAD. I will definitely be doing a follow-up to this video because, like nutrition, supplementation is massive and extensive. And I got so many questions. There was just no way I was going to be able to get through them all, especially not in like 15 or 20 minutes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're not following me on Instagram, please check me out. That's linked down below. I think that's it. That's all I've got to say. Until next time, I will catch you later. Peace.